And welcome back, YouTube. We're picking up at the bottom of round 217, and we have 3 decisions awaiting us. So we've got our new infantry. I don't know if they're going to be better or worse than our existing ones. So, grunts have combat value of 120, which is higher than Foot 4's combat value of 890. About 260, 522 on the back, and yeah, these guys are better. And I think are healthier as well. Yeah. Okay, so these are going to be our new, regular quality infantry. Before we're going to go down to low. Guards basically don't exist, so I'm just going to obsolete the guards for the moment. At this point, if I had more field testing, I might go ahead and iterate on Foot 5 just to get a better version of Foot 5, but I think we're good for the moment. And that's going to be what one of these 3 decisions is what do I want to do with the model committee.
Roger.
So what don't we have developed? We don't have tanks, monitors, don't really think I'm going to be using the super heavy armor types. Aircraft, we only got 1 airfield, and I don't think it's big enough to hold that type of aircraft. Don't need a helicopter. Oh, it probably does make sense to iterate upon the APC. I may want to build some APCs in the near future. Oh, had I iterated on them already? I might have already. PC. Having a little bit of problem trying to find them right now in the list. Mech. No, that's mechanized artillery. I'm looking for basically troop carrier guys. Armored transport. There it is. Okay, apparently I didn't build them very recently anyway, or didn't design them very recently anyway, so they're basically what I would have upgraded them to, so that's fine. Okay, so for the moment, not actually sure. I need this multiplying. Actually, we can improve the black hole. We had 50 megaton, we now go up to the 100 megaton. And otherwise it's the same.
Copy that.
No real rush to do that, but we can do that while we're thinking about it. Orgs, before I forget, let's fix these reactions. We'll give you a little more time on that one. Time on that one as well. Okay, never mind. Those aren't quite done cooking. Okay, so deploying more guys down here probably wants to wait until these assets are complete. Could deploy more guys, well, could recruit and deploy more guys to the east. Why are we having problems here? It might just be due to how low the population is. Yeah, it's pretty much due to how low the population is. And the high danger, right? So we've got enemy troops as military axis. Yeah, no one wants to live there for some reason. Some fairly reasonable reasons. Call these guys up. We'll still keep trying to buy from the slave trader. We do need people, and he is supplying. At this point, I also really probably want... I'm going to call them to zone orders here. Probably want colonists to be recruited from most places we're recruiting. And here probably as well. Though apparently we are losing people due to emigration out to other cities. Happiness is pretty high here, so I'm gonna actually lower salary.
Order acknowledged.
Save us a little bit of money. Okay, worker salary is not super high, or, well, worker happiness is not super high, which probably means you don't lower the salary there. Anything, we're actually having a drop here. This is due to qual problems. Best way to solve coal problems is probably to build a security post here. So we did build the level 1s here. Have those kicked in, really? I think they have. Yeah, they're struggling a little bit with hiring. They're getting like 8% of their productivity right now. What is size? Oh, Belrod is 4. Okay, yeah, so we probably do want to upgrade those assets. Another 100 in all 4 categories wouldn't be that bad.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Austerlitz's quality of life score is probably going up. Really, the only one that's struggling here is the scout station. What I could do is give up on that being repaired and just build the government version of it. So I'll just do that. Let's try that one down. Capital probably, as usual, probably still has worker shortages. Well, it's taking it pretty heavily from the population, so probably, in the grand scheme of things, it probably just needs more people, not necessarily more workers, but short-term throwing more workers on the problem is a solution of itself.
Copy that.
Hansen is probably, if I'm going to go trying to get population out of a city, or money out of a city, they're probably the ones I want to hit with the patriotic collection.
Order acknowledged.
Did finally succeed, so we got 1,400 money, which is not a lot of money actually, but start. Overview. I don't think there's any mining that I need to do. Oh, well, no, we might as well do. Belrod's going to come up on next turn for oil. So we'll do a verbal mining there.
Aye, aye, sir.
And probably I'm going to need more commanders in the future, so let's hire a military commander. This is probably not the best place for the command. Let's push the commander back there. Push the command there, and these guys can group move to there. So the armored spearhead is in position on the west. East needs more logistics before we deploy more people. We've got pretty good opinions with the nomads here, so I'm actually going to try to just take their territory. They are at war with Dessel Reich, so what I can do is I can try to take a lot of their territory and then let Dessel Reich handle the actual units. So then the question comes down to, do I want to deploy brigades eastward right now? assets do we have in this hex? We have 2. Taking up about 5,000 layers. So at some point, I might want to come in here and break off that hex worth of assets just to lower the administrative strain on Hansen. Don't know if it's necessarily experiencing any right now, but... yeah, it's not complaining about any, so it's not a super rush. But that would be one way to delocalize population and give us a little more resilience to atomic strikes. Which probably will start coming back in once we're at war. Don't have much political power. I think I have enough money. I don't want to move all the rares. I can hold off selling the machine parts until the machine part price comes back again. That's a good thing to do. And construction. I think everything's been progressing. Those buildings I just built last turn, or started building last turn, the supply base, the railhead, and the truck station are progressing. They should finish next turn if they continue at the same speed. Granted, they'd finish this turn if they'd progressed at optimal speed. High-speed tech is running a little bit slow, but it looks like to be done in 6 turns. All those 0% progress are the things we just queued up. And the ruins at the front line is... well, it's called ruins, and it basically is ruins right now. Okay. How's Arsalets looking? Happier. They're looking happier. Why are your security 0.0? Oh, because I just queued up the barracks. Okay, we'll wait until the barracks is in before we think about abandoning that zone. Let's cycle the turn. Oh, I did forget to check foreign approval. It's not the end of the world if Belrod's declares on me this turn if I wasn't paying attention. Usually you get more than 1 turn warning if you're paying a lot of attention before they declare on you. And I wasn't paying attention, so I don't know if they antagonized us to lower their opinion. Squeaking in my chair. And they go moving. Doesn't look like there's any handover of exits, so that means they haven't declared on us, at least at this point in their turn. And I think they basically had to declare at the beginning or the end of the turn, all the time. So at least didn't do a beginning of turn declare. And the miners don't... well, I'm calling the miners. The minor majors don't really take particularly long turns at this point because they're getting a bit small. And the blackmailer here. To be fair, the blackmailer hasn't been doing very much blackmailing. They've been busy with other things. Yeah. That's all I need to say about them. The blackmailer doesn't do much blackmailing. Yeah, and we can see they're moving against the nomads, which is the reason I brought that unit over there. Is if I could take territory away from the nomads, because the nomads don't hate me. I get the territory and the blackmailer doesn't. And I think as long as I basically don't attack the nomads won't hate me, won't start a war with me. So I can basically just take territory for free, without really having too much of a fuss. As long as I let the blackmailer do the shooting. We have 5 decisions. One of our oil well communities is run completely empty. Which, I think is fine. As it is, it's probably fine. Oil is real cheap on this planet. Ah, volunteer to serve on the front lines.
Order acknowledged.
Yeah.
Sir, yes, sir.
If there's no meritocracy choice, we give into it. We got political power to spend here, so that'll be fine. Extending the mine. I was extending the mine, playing the card to extend a mine that I think was about to run out, which it ran out. It's completely gone and will not be coming back. So I probably didn't need to play that card.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay. We're deployed. The railhead's done. The truck station isn't. And really, at the moment, the railhead's the more important part. The railhead means next turn I can start deploying heavier units down here as they zoom down the rails. Would like the supply base to be done. And to be fair, the truck station here is really only going to be useful once we start the war. Though, order of operations, you kind of want it built before you need it. It's usually a good place to have things, is to have them built before you need them. So, construction. Finish the railhead. In fact, that was the only thing it looks like finished this turn. High-tech industry moved at full speed. That's good to see. Belrod, I just queued up a bunch of government building improvements, which barely progressed. That's not super great to see. So those 2 should finish next turn. Otsolith's barracks is not particularly performing construction-wise well. Barely any progress on the ruins, but surprisingly, actually, at this point, some progress is maybe the interesting thing there. Okay. Not much free territory on that move. How bad does it look like we still have people shortage in Erkstone? No. Not on the hex, we need to press the zone button. Okay, so we definitely have missing people. You should be requiring 5,300 workers. You're only getting 1,500 workers. Okay. So, missing, what? Less than 1/10 of the workers at this point? Still rapidly growing with workers also, so that's not too bad. Do we need money again? Is food going down? Why is food going down? Delivery to zones and such. Okay, so we are below maximum stockpile, so we're not making enough food. Which is an interesting and somewhat new problem. We are basically at max stockpile of water, okay. Oh, and we still have damaged assets, like that asset that's not working. Oh, the pain from the nuclear strikes. Still being painful. Okay, so before that food problem becomes a semi-serious problem, let's actually start expanding food production. And we do need money, which is why I popped in here. The main reason I want to go check the food is usually if food is going well, you're sitting at the food cap. So selling food would have been a way to make money. It's not a great way to make money because apparently we have food requirements. So instead, we're probably going to move more machine parts again. Sadly, it's going to depress the machine part price more.
Roger that.
Radioactives are expensive, but at the same time, I don't necessarily want to... Well, what? Because the zones that I got good access to that sort of stuff on are having population concerns. Except here. Granted, we're having people emigrate away from here.
Standing by. Order acknowledged. Order acknowledged.
Faster than even the slave traders replacing them. Can I get away with the patriotic collection here?
Order acknowledged.
Successful, raised a bunch of credits. Yeah, okay, that makes me a little bit happier in the money situation. Let's try to fix. Well, I'm going to try to fix the food problem. If I successfully fix the food problem, maybe I can start selling food. That's as bad as the place that's going to be. What's our opinion here? Yeah, okay, so either this turn or last turn, someone tried to piss them, or tried to piss us off. So that's a guaranteed. That would make us having a money problem again. Most certainly. Willing to take a 25% risk for no progress. Okay, so we made a little bit of progress there, making them happy again. And then colonists. Obviously, colonists either need to get deployed to the ruins or need to be deployed to the capital right now. So, to the capital we go.
Copy that.
What I'd kind of like to see in the capital is that we finally get enough workers that the workers quit. Well, get let go to go work in the private sector. Because I do think we may have... Actually, we might not have any... That's probably what we're recruiting at appropriate speed now. We might not have any... No, we still have some vacancies in the public sector. So, and to be fair, this is another way to get more food, is need to get the public sector to make food. Production cost, 2,200 people. Oh, plus an upkeep cost of another... No, 222, or 224, plus another upkeep cost of 1,100. Okay, so they're like 100 short per farm. So most of the civilian sector buildings are full. They're not far off of perfect. Yeah, they're not far off of perfect. So once I get the government buildings properly staffed, I can start contemplating colonizing other zones. Oh, I do have some political power, so let's contemplate wage decreases. There's obviously not one there. Here actually would probably make sense.
Sir, yes, sir.
To improve the worker happiness a bit. So no there, no there. Don't actually really want to do it here. Partially because they're basically... In fact, why are they so happy here? Because they have the highest quality of living in the entire country. Yeah, that would do it. They have the highest quality of living in the entire country. Okay, so I can lower their wages. We'll lower their wages.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So they're not going to be happy because they're going to be paid less than the private sector, but they're going to be happy enough. And I need to not pay someone so we can pay other people. Is the unfortunate circumstances here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see how their wages influence over the next couple turns. If it stays steady, then that was the appropriate choice. If it starts to go down, I dropped it too much. But right now they're getting +4 a turn. I think being under wage here is going to cost them like 1 or 2 a turn. So that should be fine. And will help with our payment issues. Capital is another place where we probably want to lower the wages. As soon as we get enough workers to work everything, we're going to start contemplating lowering wages in capital. I think we're in a good place to cycle the turn, so let's cycle that turn in hopes that situations continue to improve. And this is going to be the antsy bit of the turn. So we got a proper battle line, so if they declare on us, it's not the end of the world. I think they only have one ICBM launcher, though where that is and if they've built more in the meantime, I don't know. And I haven't deployed enough spies to really know at this point. So other than maybe the militia front, we're probably going to take heavy casualties, they actually start attacking. We are in a pretty decent position as far as the front line with these guys. We actually now have a front line. There's a big glaring weakness in the front line, but there is now a full front line. We have a combat strategy for going forward. It's not properly implemented, so we're gonna have problems if we have to actually start using it, but we'll see. But yeah, so I've got concerns about this end turn, and the AI taking a long time to think is not making those concerns any nicer. Okay, no territory change, so they didn't declare on us. So what, another turn to try to diplomacy them. It looks like those guys that are in the pockets are finally starting to starve to nothing. Though they did take their sweet time. Okay, we're seeing some motion that's, basically from what I can tell, is probably an encircled Bronbund unit attempting to do a breakout, and probably failing by the looks of it, but attempting to do a breakout from some Decile Reich units. For a moment there, we actually saw Steel State. I think it's one of the miners. I think there is still somewhere a miner on the planet. They're not doing very much, so they don't get much of an end turn, but they exist somewhere. Either they're rebels, I'm not sure which. Here's the Blackmailers. The Blackmailers, I think, still have the population lead, unless something has changed. And something could change, because I believe Bronbun, the last we checked, was the only one of the two of them that had a launcher intact. So they might still be able to launch atomic strikes on Dessel Reich, which would decrease their population. Most of the cities on the map, with the exception of mine, might be one of the reasons I'm having worker problems in a lot of the really big cities. But a lot of the cities on the map are actually really small, so they're not necessarily great targets. Whereas I think I have the largest city on the map, still. Granted, I think the largest city on the map is because it's the only city on the map that has not actually been struck with atomic weapons yet. I'd like to keep it that way. I don't know if it'll stay that way, but I'd like to keep it that way. Round 219, we have 2 decisions and 103 reports waiting for me. We now have the maximum size intercontinental ballistic missile. Don't like that one of my commanders is quitting. Granted, that's the SHQ commander, so it isn't the worst. No, you don't get any security cooperation. We're commerce, not enforcement. Honestly, right now, I don't think... Because we haven't been doing any combat, so I don't really want to iterate on my models. So I'm going to tell you no. Okay, we got more colonists. This is... natural growth. That was natural growth. Decreased... Okay, so this is the first turn where we've had the city grow faster than people leaving. Than people getting hired for the government. Still don't have enough government workers. The government is hungry for workers. But we're getting close. So, for example, the truck station here wants 6,100 workers. And we have... It hired 6,100 workers. So it's 60 out of 61, basically. So we're getting close. We're just not there. And then we have places like the ammunition factory. Granted, I think the ammunition factory... Oh, the game's self-moderating because the ammo... Our ammo stockpiles are full. So it's picking, hey, if we need to short workers somewhere, short the ammo factory. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair. That's perfectly fair. You can see the massive productivity of a solar metallization plant, where something that should only produce like 700 is producing 1,000, even with a worker shortage. Okay, so you need more workers, so have more workers.
Copy that.
Diplomacy-wise, let's roll the diplomacy. We succeed on the diplomacy. That might not be enough to delay it again, but it is a move in the right direction. I'm gonna sell 10 high-tech parts for money. And 600 for earth metal. Okay, that's closer to the sort of money that I want over the end turn. Once again, we call you up, call up the slave trader. Sadly, this governor isn't super great, otherwise I might try to extort payment. But no, we'll take more people instead. Where am I recruiting people from? Oh, well, one of them I think is tile modifier, right? So I think we're only recruiting 500 from somewhere. There. So let's call you up. Let's stop recruiting military.
Sir, yes, sir.
Sounds like a weird thing to do, but we're gonna try to operate the military off of volunteer drive going forward.
Sir, yes, sir.
Swap over to full volunteer army. Because we're able to Weirdly, we're able to raise lots of people from the one city where no one will sign up for the draft. So we do a volunteer draft to get all the people we want from Hansen. On the other hand, we can't recruit people the normal way from Hansen. Yeah. And that's due to the culture here. The old culture, the Mountains Keep culture in here is preventing us from recruiting from them. Industry's looking fine. Food is getting even worse. Okay. The farm will be done next turn. So let's check mining overview. Anything about to run out? We got like 2 turns on the ruins. The ruins will be next turn when we need to do the expansion. Power station done. Supply base done. Most of everything else is not really, well, except for the stuff in Hansen, is not proceeding at speed. We should see the speed up in a little bit in Belorod because the truck station supply base will be returning workers they don't need for their construction anymore. And we're basically trickling speed on the ruins. The ruins are moving real slow. And only Austerlitz probably doesn't need that building if Austerlitz would just, you know, fix the scout station. And in fact, the scout station's fixed enough that it is actually starting to work. So that's good to see. So their quality of life score is going up. So that's good to see. And I was correct. So it's only -2 due to lack of rumination. Because of the quality of life in the zone is so high, that's fine. That works. So basically we're able to short, because the quality of life in Hansen's so high, we can short the Hansen workers a bit of money. That's the reason why we want to get the quality of life going up in here, so we can reduce the worker payments to our biggest city. This is the one that's costing us all the money. This is where we need to lower the wages. Okay, let's... How hard would it be to get a tax increase? Trivial. Give us a tax increase. I need more money. And give us a sales tax increase, please. We'll see how much we get people complaining about the taxes, but I need your tax money, so I'm going to collect those taxes. It might actually be cheaper to collect the taxes and then pay them off than to not do that. And then short term, I think Hansen's still the biggest. Population, no. The capital is now the biggest. Capital is the biggest. The capital is actually surprisingly high on opinion, so let's try a patriotic collection in the capital. That was successful. Gained us 2,000 credits. And that's not going to break the bank. Okay, metal's improving. We do need more workers. We need more troops. And we need more tax. But otherwise, everything else is going well. Honestly, if Bronburn wants to take land down this far, let him. I need them to actually push up to, like, about here. If we're going to supply. Unless I've got a traffic sign here. I do have a traffic sign here. Turn the traffic sign off. Okay, we'll cycle a turn. I don't really want to put troops down here to stop them from taking this territory. But it looks like I might have to. Which, if that's the case, is a little annoying. Yeah. Okay, let's cycle the turn. We're in a good position. Going into this turn, I think. End turn. Looking at the time, this is going to be the last end turn of the part. So I'm going to let the intern play out. We're going to see what happens, and I'm going to leave you with whatever happens in the interim as the cliffhanger for the beginning of next episode. My expectation is that we hopefully don't get declared on. And if we don't get declared on, it'll be a boring intern. We'll just watch some units move around. If we do get declared war on, it might get interesting real fast. We do know that Bronbrand has access to ICBMs, so they haven't historically had a lot. I think the most we've been on the receiving end of is 2 strikes a turn. So the most likely situation is that we get either we get struck or we don't get struck in a declaration of war. And they have declared war, and we have been struck. The capital has been hit, because that's the only thing that's got the range to hit the capital. Well, I'll be frank, that's the only thing that's got the range to hit the capital. So the capital's been hit. That's what happened. Enemy is attacking. Most of the frontage hasn't really shifted. They are basically breaking into some of the units that were encircled. So yeah, if you're going to watch on YouTube, tune in next time to see what the results of that atomic strike were. It is the capital, which, out of all the cities we have, is the most dug in. So it probably didn't take a lot of damage. That was the other reason I moved the atomic weapon out of the capital. So come next turn, we'll be returning fire. Probably, sadly, don't have the spies out anymore to tell us where their weapon is. Otherwise, I'd fire back at the launcher. Because the launcher is probably worth like 25 high-tech parts. And assuming our logistics haven't completely collapsed because of that strike, we should be in a good position to start applying some pressure. And that is the end of the intern, roughly speaking. 120 steps of an intern. We lost 500 infantry. Don't know if that was in the capital. The capital, I think, got atomic struck, but the bunkers might have been enough to protect the infantry in the capital. And we have 3 decisions, but that will be for next time. So if you're watching on YouTube, hope you're enjoying. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break because my cup of tea is empty, and otherwise I'll have no way to express any coughs that come up. So until the next part, hope you all enjoy. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.